Okay, what are clouds? Why can we see clouds? When there is humidity in the air, we can't see the water vapor in the air. Why not? We can't see the water vapor because it's a gas. In a gas, the molecules are too small and too spread apart for us to see them. So what are we seeing when we look at a cloud in the sky? Clouds are visible, which tells us they must be made of something large enough for us to see. Clouds are made of two things. Actually, I would say three or four things, or many things. They are made up of gases, and they are made up of much larger water droplets or ice crystals suspended in those gases. We can see clouds because those droplets or crystals are big enough to reflect a noticeable amount of light. That is also what makes clouds appear white. But the more droplets or crystals that are in the cloud, or the bigger they are, the more sunlight they absorb. Depending on the direction of the sunlight, this can result in sunlight reaching parts of the cloud. This will make parts of the cloud appear darker. Oh, I hope I said less. Okay. Do I just click? Nope, I cannot. Wait a second. Toolbars in the way. Okay. What is needed for droplets or crystals to form? Water has to turn from gas into liquid or solid form for a cloud to start forming. This can only happen when the air is at a relative humidity of 100% and the air is cooled down. When cooling a substance, such as water, turns it from gas into a liquid, that process is referred to as condensation. When cooling a substance turns it from gas to solid, that is a process referred to as deposition or depositing. By cooling really humid air alone is not enough to start either of these processes. Something else is needed. The missing ingredient is a solid surface for the water vapor to start sticking to. In the experiment you did in class, that solid surface was the inside of the bottle and also the cold pack, right? When you are outside, that surface can be the ground. You might find water has condensed out of the air to form dew on grass, windows, or cars in the morning. If it gets even colder, you might find it has deposited out of the air as frost. So I'd like you to look at the pictures because I worked hard on these. But on the top right, we have dew on grass. Okay, so that's what dew is, D-E-W. All right, not D-O. And then the second picture down is frost. So that dew that was in the air, the humid air, has gotten so cold that it has frozen, right? And it sticks to the grass. It needs something to stick to. And then I chose a Ferrari because, we all have dreams and have water droplets. So that's dew on a car. And then I have Jack Frost and Mountain Dew because I know you've heard these words before in other contexts. Yay. Okay, I love this picture. Okay, but if water vapor needs a solid surface to do this, how does this help explain cloud formation? The air outside also contains very small pieces of solids such as dust, ash, pollen, and pollutants. These are solid surfaces that water droplets or ice starts forming on when clouds form. Any solid particles that water vapor sticks to as it cools down are referred to as cloud condensation nuclei, okay, which is also CCN. All right, so cloud, that makes sense. Condensation, so the water is turning from a gas to a liquid. And nuclei generally means the center of something. So we have nuclei in all of our cells in our body. The nucleus of an atom is the center of an atom. So nuclei means the middle. Also, families have, a center. Or they're also called cloud seeds, which we used that term earlier. When there aren't enough CCN in the air, droplets or crystals won't form. So no cloud will form. and that could be a problem. So I want you to look at the top and see the little particle of dust, and you got water vapor, and the water vapor starts to stick to that seed, to that dust, and then it's a liquid again, right? So then put a bunch of those together and you have a cloud. So those are what absorb the sun's light and reflect the sun's light, and that's why we can see a cloud. Without the seeds, we would not see the cloud. We cannot see the humidity in the air unless it's sticking to something that is solid that we can see. Okay. What if there's a drought? Can we change the weather by adding CCNs or cloud seeds to the air? Okay, and the answer is yes. All right, scientists and engineers have tested ways to add CCNs into the air to try to increase the amount of cloud formation and the amount of precipitation. So a drought is a time with no water, no rain, and those farmers or those people need that water, right? So there are people that have tried this out, all right? So these man-made processes are called cloud seeding. CCNs used in cloud seeding can be dumped into the air from an aircraft. They can also